everybody, welcome back to Three Sisters Homestead. Today we are at my parents' house where our in-ground garden is. It's back there past this little barn, but we are going to be doing a garden tour today. Right here I have my trays to start our fall seeds. We're going to be doing that today as well. A couple kids' toys laying around. This is one of our ground cherries. There are 3 in this little bed. They're doing really well. I like them. They're not terrible, but I think that they just weren't as sweet as we were expecting them to be. And then these are 2 volunteer cherry tomato plants. They came up, this is where we had our cherry tomatoes last year, but those 2 came up and we left those. This is one of my parents' cats, one of the barn cats. And then this is the last 2 of the ground cherries. And then on the other side, this is where we had planted all our tulips and stuff. Those won't be coming up until spring. But all of this greenery and these little blue flowers came up. I don't know what they are. I think they're just a weed, but we think they're really pretty, so we leave them. And these were some alyssum, and I don't remember what this one was, but it was a really pretty taller flower. The tag's gone, and this was a bushed flower, but somebody, I'm not gonna name names, knocked them over, so those need some new dirt and repotted. That one's still alive, and this one looks like it's regrowing, so I'm just gonna throw some more dirt in those. And then this is our enormous borage plant. There are some bachelor buttons in here too that they just got completely overtaken by this borage. And these are cosmos, but they haven't done anything. They're just growing pretty greenery, but no flowers in that yet. This is where we started our strawberries, but again, somebody, not gonna name names, Hamilton, knocked those over as well, and they did nothing. So now it's broken and just growing some weeds. And this is a big pot of flowers and stuff that I had got my mom for Mother's Day. And this petunia is dead, but everything else is still looking really beautiful. And then these were some more flowers that we had planted as well. I did go through and save seeds off of this one because look how easily you can collect the seeds from those. It's like a dandelion. But I already saved seeds from that one. But that's all we got up here, and now I will take you guys out back to the in-ground garden. Hold on, kitty. So right here in front we got our arched trellis. Those squash that were up here, this one we pulled out because it was only producing male flowers. And that one that was right here actually ended up being a pumpkin. And I have a little short showing us harvesting that. That'll be up shortly. But here's our one measly pumpkin that we got. But hey, 1 pumpkin's more than nothing, right? These wildflowers, they haven't been getting enough sun, so they're not doing anything. Our marigolds, I dumped them out. We got one that survived. I need to get that planted. And then this was our little herb bed. And again, there's a little weed in here that I thought was just pretty, so I left it back there, fill in that spot. But our zinnia is starting to bloom. Got a couple more heads on there. And our herbs are doing really well. I need to come through and harvest these again. I've harvested these a couple times already. That lavender hasn't put on any flowers. I don't know if it's not getting enough sun or what. We might try to move this out into the sun if I can move it. And then back here I do have a nasturtium, but it just keeps getting overtaken by weeds, so I've kind of just left it go. But back to our arch trellis. These are our noodle beans. This side has grown all the way and reached the top of the trellis, as you can see there. But this side was getting shaded out by the sunflowers there, so we pulled out all of those sunflowers besides this one. I just cut all of his lower leaves off because I wanted to see how tall he would get, because he's just getting huge. He's taller than this trellis, but that way these guys can get more sun and start growing and producing. These beans are starting to peter out. We've harvested a lot from these. And then this one, those are coming to the end of their life as well. But these Thai noodle beans, they're putting on some beans now. They got a few little ones, but oh, piece of the flower stuck on there. Looking real good. I can't wait for this to be filled out. I thought it would be more leaves than that, but nope. Are you just gonna follow me around the garden there, honey? Yeah. This is just an antique sprinkler. We were trying to get it to work, but it doesn't work. We just gotta go put it back away. But our marigolds that are in here, they're looking amazing. Another one there not looking so good, but that one over there just looks amazing. We walk around this side here where we have our other bean bed, our newer bean bed. These beans are starting to get a little bit bigger. Some more marigolds all along this walkway. And then behind our trellis, we also have this one lowly, let me pick this bag up, lowly tomato that was a volunteer. It really has not done anything. Got a few little tomatoes on it. I just wanted to let it go and see what a tomato would do if we just left it go. But behind our trellis, there's Bear. He's being a good boy, being quiet so I can make our video. We made a little bed for this squash. I have had to trim these squash back probably 5 or 6 times because they just keep getting bigger and bigger. They're huge. But I've got a few squash in there. And as you see here, these are squash bug eggs. We're having an issue with squash bugs, but they aren't killing the plants, really. They're just gross. But we have had a couple that we had to pull out, like this one, because of the squash vine borer. I need to pull that one out. And look, little bumblebees in our flowers. Hi there, bumblebees. Oh, they're just everywhere, guys. There, yeah, there. Good job, bumblebees. And then here is our corn. We did finally get this replanted. It took us 3 tries to get this corn to grow, and I want to say over a little bit over half of it came up, but not all of it came up. The birds just keep getting at it. But it's looking good. We are actually going to come through here today and put in our pole beans, because this is going to be our 3 sisters garden. So we're going to put the pole beans in there today. And then there's a spot here. Let me get a shadow out of there. That one, that one, that one only have 1 corn stalk that came up. So that's where I'm going to put our squash seed, so that one can ramble out that way, one can ramble out this way, and then this one can go in the middle. But we're going to turn around, and here is our squash, potatoes, and okra. Our okra have gotten a little bit bigger, but they're just not doing as great as I hoped they would. These are a bunch of flowers putting on there. I know there's one okra that's probably about ready to get harvested. Yep, I'll harvest him later today. I've just been snacking on them because there's not really a lot to do with it, since only 1 or 2 are coming around at a time. But here is our squash. See, they are growing out in the walkway again. Doing really well. Got some zucchinis on here now. Then I need to come out and harvest. But this is where we pulled out some more of those yellow squash because they had squash vine borers in them. I'm not going to walk past there, but these all are squash too. They're doing really well. And then our potatoes, you can see they're starting to die. So in probably about 2 weeks, we'll be able to come out here and harvest all our potatoes. These ones are more lively than those ones. I'll go over there and show you. Oh, we also did plug in a couple more over here in this spot where we pulled out another squash plant. But these potatoes are looking real sad, so they're about ready to come out. My niece, Mackenzie, she did pull one out from right here, and it just had a little potato on it like that. But that's okay. And then we'll come back here and show you guys what's going on back here. So, as you can see, this vine weed, it is just completely taken over like everything back here. So we ripped a bunch of it off of this, but it really has suffocated our cantaloupes. I don't see a single cantaloupe back here anymore. It's overtaken our watermelons. I don't think that those are going to grow and produce anything because they're just completely swallowed up by all these weeds. But our cucumbers, pretty much the same thing. It's just been too hot for our cucumbers to really do much. There's a few of them that are doing well and producing. I think this one's got one on there. It's hidden back there somewhere. I know it is. I saw it yesterday. Ow. Yep, back in there. He's just a little guy. But our cucumbers all along the fence, and there's a bunch of ragweed growing up in it as well. We need to come through and pull that out. I had my tonsils and adenoids out 2 weeks ago, so I haven't been out here doing a whole lot, just harvesting basically. But our younger Roma tomatoes, this was the last wave of the Roma tomatoes that we put in, these last 4 rows here. They are starting to put on fruit. They're looking real good. So those back 4 rows are our second wave of Roma tomatoes. And then this plant, this poor little plant got like completely demolished by tomato hornworms. But he's still got fruit on there. We're leaving it so that we can at least get a couple fruit off of it. Here comes Shy. Say hi, Shy.
Who is it?
YouTube friends. And then these guys, they have some hornworm damage as well. We did come out here with a black light at night and hunt for some. Cheyenne came out here a couple nights in a row and found a bunch of them. But this still has a few fruit on there, so we didn't pull it out or anything, just leaving it to see what it gives us. But these ones look a lot better than those two since they didn't get a bunch of damage. This one has new hornworm damage, so we do need to come out and look for more. But these 2 rows, this is our first wave of our Roma tomatoes. This has got to be our biggest one. It is just huge. It's as long as my hand. When we harvest it, I'll show you guys. I don't want to break it off accidentally. But, yep, lots of weeds in the walkway. Like I said, I just had my tonsils and adenoids out, so I haven't been out here pulling a lot of weeds. And Shy has been helping with our niece and nephew, so she hasn't had a lot of time to do it either. But our black crims, like I had told you guys, they would get bigger than these cages, and they have. These are the largest cages that I could find, but they're as tall as me. So these are 5 foot tall. I'm 5'5", so just a little bit shorter than me. But lots of fruit, big fruits. Like, look how big this one is. And this one's really massive too. So I can't wait to take those off there and weigh them. But we did go ahead and add our third, oh, we left that there. We did add a third rung on these trellises that we made. Not a whole lot producing or ripening yet, except for this one. This plant, I got this from Hardy's Farm Market. It's a local place near us, about half an hour from me, maybe 40 minutes. But I've been going there since I was a kid, and I just like them over it. I got this plant from them, and this is called, I think it's New Girl, not Early Girl, New Girl. And this one produced the fastest, and we're coming out here every day and harvesting a couple tomatoes off of it. And this was our other black creme that I had started from seed. It was the only one that survived. So this one's got some pretty big ones on there too. And here are our 4 cherry tomatoes in my great-grandfather's cages that we reused. And then this one here was a Brandywine that we plopped in there. But these cherry tomatoes are starting to ripen, looking great. This row is our beefsteaks and a volunteer. Oh, looks like this one's got some more damage on there too. Oh, we need to get back out here and look for more hornworms. More cucumbers. And then that brings us to our pepper rows. These tomatoes in here are also volunteer tomatoes. But these little plants are mini confetti bell peppers. I saved seed from these from last year. I just really love the variegation on these plants. I think they're just really pretty. But 2 of them ended up having a different shape of pepper. Like this is what they're supposed to look like. But these ones, this plant and this plant, I don't think there's any fruit on this one. I think I harvested it all. Nope, here we go. They're getting long and they taste like banana peppers. So I saved seeds from 2 different peppers. So this one must have gotten cross-pollinated from a banana pepper in that plant. Those must just been the seeds that were from a different pepper than the rest of them. But they look really good. There are a lot of peppers on these. That basically these are just snacking peppers. And then here are our 2 yellow bell peppers. I haven't taken any of these peppers off, just letting them stay on there until they turn yellow. And then these plants are purple bell pepper. And these bell peppers, I thought they would get the same size as the other bell peppers, but these have stayed pretty small. And then these 2 tomato plants, these were the 2 that I found that hornworm on. And this plant was like completely bare. There weren't any leaves left on this thing, but you can see there's one branch there that's still. But this is the plant that had no leaves left on it from hornworm damage, and it just came right back. And this row is also purple bell peppers. Again, lots of weeds because I haven't been out here maintaining it. And then this is our green bell peppers. These ones are getting pretty big, sizing up. Much bigger than those purple bell peppers. And then that brings us over here to our pepper bed. Our jalapenos doing really well. I'm glad we planted a lot more than we did last year. We've been able to make 1 batch of cowboy candy already, and we have enough in-house to do 2 more batches. And then there's probably enough on these plants by themselves, not counting the flowers, that we could do 2 more batches. But we're hoping to get at least enough for my household to have 1 jar for each month of the year, and my family, my parents' household, to have 1 jar of cowboy candy per month for the year as well. And then these were just some extra jalapenos, and I do have a Tabasco over here, but he is getting shaded out by the jalapenos, so I don't think he's gonna do a whole bunch. But these Sugar Rush peach peppers, man, let me get in here and show you guys one. They are just loaded. They got some splashback dirt on them from watering, but they are just covered in peppers. I did harvest one, not ripe, to be able to taste it and see if it was really hot. And the first little bite that I took, I was like, man, this isn't that hot. So then I took a bigger bite, and let me tell you, it was hot. But it was still tropically fruit flavor, like the packet said they would be. But I can't wait for these to get ripe. None of them are orange yet, but we really want to try to make some hot sauce out of them. I saw on another YouTuber's page, they're called Uncommon Roots. They haven't been putting out any videos right now because they had a health issue with their daughter. I won't go into that since it's not my business to tell, but they haven't been posting videos at all this season. But they were talking about how they made a hot sauce out of the Sugar Rush peach peppers, and it was just the best hot sauce they've ever had. And then our little banana peppers that got ate up by the hornworms as well. They have a lot of damage on there from the hornworms, but they have new growth. So hopefully we'll start putting off some peppers soon, because they do have some flowers coming in on there. But these other two doing real well. Got a lot of big peppers on there. And then this spot where there was beans, these were out, all done. There's 4 more plants in there that are just starting to put on fruit. And then the last thing is our eggplants. These eggplants have been drawing in these stupid Japanese beetles, but we have a bunch of eggplants on here. Last year I only got 2 eggplants off of, did we have 2 or 3 plants of eggplant last year? I think it was 2, but I only got 2 little eggplants off of it. And then I didn't know how to cook them, so I just left them sit on my counter until they were bad. But there's a whole bunch in here this year. I've never cooked eggplant. I've never tried eggplant, but we'll do that together. And then that brings us back around to the arch trellis. And that is it. Stay tuned for a couple more videos. We are going to be planting our green stock. We are going to start our fall seeds, and I'm gonna have another video coming up as well about recycling, reducing, and repurposing things around your household. But that is gonna be it for today. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. I almost forgot to show you guys, this was where we had this over here by the wildflower, the wildflower container as well. But these tomatoes didn't really do much. These were only 2 that looked half decent. But this tomato was grown out in the garden. It was another volunteer. So we took it and we put it in there.